Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to demystify exactly why your older Evergreen Park home is uniquely vulnerable to roof damage, and, more importantly, how you can navigate repairs like an absolute pro. If you live in the southwest suburbs, you already know the weather around here is no joke. But what's happening just above your ceiling? Well, that's a fascinating hidden battle. Let's get right into it.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Midwest weather threat, then look at the anatomy of roof failures, break down Cook County roofing codes, compare repair versus replacement, and finally, wrap up with navigating costs and scams so you can protect your wallet.
Section 1. The Midwest Weather Threat and Evergreen Park's Climate Challenge. We're kicking things off with the external enemies and internal vulnerabilities that make living in the southwest suburbs a constant battle for your home's exterior.
You know, it's actually pretty fascinating how the very age of Evergreen Park's beautiful housing stock kind of works against it. Think about it. If your home was built between the 1940s and 1970s, like so many of those classic Cape Cods and low-pitch ranches around here, dangerous, multi-layered old roofs are often hiding right beneath the surface. Back before modern building codes, it was totally common practice to just slap new shingles directly over the old ones. But doing that creates severe moisture traps. It drastically reduces vital ventilation, and worse, it hides rotting wood right from plain sight.
And your roof isn't just fighting regular rain. It's enduring a relentless combination of extreme physical threats. We are talking about 60-mile-per-hour spring straight-line winds literally trying to lift your shingles right off. Then we have brutal winter freeze-thaw cycles that actually pry materials apart. Add in heavy, damp debris constantly dropping from the village's mature tree canopies, and get this, even the daily mechanical stress of train vibrations from the Metro Rock Island District line slowly loosening roof fasteners day by day. It's a lot to handle.
Moving on to Section 2, Anatomy of Roof Failures. Let's look at how these environmental threats actually trigger the mechanical breakdowns that lead to those dreaded water stains on your ceiling.
So how exactly does an ice dam form? It's like a chain reaction. Step 1, poor attic insulation lets heat escape from your living space right up into the roof. Step 2, that escaped heat melts the snow sitting on top and the water runs down. Step 3, it hits the freezing cold eaves over your gutters and refreezes into a solid block of ice. Finally, Step 4, that growing block of ice forces the incoming water backward, literally pushing it up and under your shingles. The absolutely crucial point here is that an ice dam isn't actually a roofing flaw at first. It's a chain reaction starting with poor attic insulation that eventually wedges destructive ice directly into your home.
Now, another major failure point is flashing. Flashing is just the metal seal around your roof penetrations. Flashing failure happens when these metal seals separate from your chimneys or vents because of thermal expansion. This separation creates these sneaky, hidden gaps. Water enters those gaps and can run all the way down your rafters, completely bypassing the actual entry point. Because of this trick, many leaks that get blamed on a total catastrophic roof failure are actually just isolated, far cheaper to fix flashing failures right around your vents and chimneys.
And then there's a huge warning sign you can spot yourself. Granule loss in your gutters means your roof's UV armor's totally gone. If you look and see what looks like dark sand washing out of your downspouts after a big storm, that means your shingles are losing their protective ceramic armor. Once those granules wash away, the underlying asphalt is exposed to direct, punishing sun. That means rapid curling, cracking, and inevitable failure are absolutely imminent.
All right, Section 3, Cook County Roofing Codes, the Law of the Roof. We're going to geek out just a little bit here to empower you with the exact Cook County building codes legally required to stop these failures in their tracks.
110. This massive number represents the 110-mile-per-hour wind resistance rating legally mandated by Cook County codes for all new shingle installations. Meeting this standard is, quite literally, the difference between your roof holding strong during a severe storm or blowing into pieces into your neighbor's yard.
This is exactly where proper installation comes into play. Cheap contractors will try to save time and money by using a standard 4-nail pattern per shingle. But guess what? That fails in high winds. The law requires a mandatory 6-nail pattern. Those 6 precisely placed nails are what create the mechanical and adhesive bond absolutely necessary to survive Chicago's vicious straight-line winds.
Furthermore, the codes demand some very specific structural upgrades to fight our intense climate. First, you have to have an ASTM D1970 ice and water shield extended a full 3 feet past your interior walls to stop those dreaded ice dams. Next, you need a 1:150 attic ventilation net free area ratio. And finally, a minimum of 7/16" OSB or 15/32" inch plywood decking.
Pulling proper permits ensures these strict ventilation and shielding standards are met. That is exactly why you should never, ever let a contractor skip the Village of Evergreen Park building inspections.
Moving on to Section 4, Repair versus Replacement. Now that you know the rules, let's map out exactly how to choose the right intervention for your home without overspending.
You actually have options here, and they break down into a neat 3-tier system. Tier 1 is emergency repair. Think tarping and patching to stop sudden leaks fast. Tier 2 is roof restoration. That means resealing and targeted flashing repair to safely extend the life of an aging roof. And Tier 3 is complete replacement. That's a full tear-off yielding a 100% new code-compliant system. An honest assessment from a real professional might reveal you only need a targeted restoration to buy you several more years. That alone could save you thousands of dollars over a premature complete replacement.
But if a replacement really is necessary, it's absolutely vital to understand the difference between these fixes. While emergency tarping protects your living room today and secures your home while you handle insurance claims, remember, it is strictly temporary. Only a full tear-off, right down to the bare plywood, will expose the hidden rot and structural damage caused by those old, multi-layer roofs we talked about earlier.
Section 5. Navigating Costs and Scams. Finally, we've reached your ultimate consumer survival guide for paying for this major project without getting taken advantage of by dishonest storm chasers.
The biggest shock for most homeowners is this undeniable fact. Labor is the absolute most expensive component of your roof replacement. Because skilled tear-off and installation labor is so highly demanding and expensive, trying to time the market by waiting for cheaper materials next year just won't work. Labor shortages mean installation costs stay stable or they just keep rising. So you really need to focus on value and high-quality installation instead of trying to time commodity markets.
You also have to protect yourself from bad actors out there. Watch out for these major red flags of a dishonest roofer. Things like refusing to provide proof of insurance, demanding full payment up front, avoiding written contracts, skipping the vital inside attic inspection altogether, or using a random cell number with no local Evergreen Park address. The crucial point here is to instantly walk away if a door knocker pressures you into signing without an attic inspection, or if they demand full payment before a single shingle is even removed. Just say no.
Okay, here is how you build your defense strategy. Step 1. Always get 3 itemized written estimates. Step 2. Secure local credit union financing over high-interest credit cards to save big on borrowing costs. Step 3. Try to schedule the work during off-peak seasons if possible. And Step 4. Always verify that proper permits are actually pulled. Following these 4 steps ensures you get fair pricing and a legally compliant roof without falling for the absolute lowest bid, which, let's be honest, usually means dangerously cut corners. Cheap installation now means expensive repairs later. This quote directly from Patriot Roofing Chicago is really the most important takeaway of this entire explainer. Never skip essential code requirements like proper ventilation or ice and water shields just to save a few bucks today. Because trust me, you will inevitably pay for it tenfold when the system fails down the road.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Will your roof actually survive the next spring downpour? Now that you know the brutal weather threats, the strict local codes, and the common scams to look out for, go take a look at your roof this week. Check for those granules washing out of your gutters, and ask yourself, is it truly ready to protect your family from the next big Midwest storm? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay informed and stay dry out there.